Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Yay! I don't have the cheer's not working right now. I don't think. Oh, maybe it is working. Is it working?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Working. Oh, good. All right. Yeah, we got a Democrat warmonger. Warmonger. There's not just one. There's a bunch.
Just one.
So we're late. It's my fault.
No, it's Mother Nature is playing havoc on.
Yeah, I got gremlins at my house, and I'm not talking about my adorable gremlins. I'm talking about whatever the hell happens whenever stuff just.
We haven't got to so for folks that watched live, we haven't got to see the girls in a long time because we used to do the show earlier, and then the girls would wake up for school right at the end of show, and she was the show one of the showstopper. Lily, and we'd run in, and it was so great to get to see them. And now they're all we moved the time because they started school, and Dad JJ goes and walks them to school and takes them to school every morning, and it's a great experience. That if he wanted to do the show instead of doing this with his girls, I would probably go to Texas and punch him in the face. All right, so he's a great dad. That's why we did it. So we don't get to see the girls anymore. I get to see them like
that's true.
How are they?
Nah, they're you know what? They're really, really good. I probably could go on for quite a while about my kids. I will tell you this. If you watch the show every once in a while and whatever, and next week, my kids are staying home because there's apparently a fall break, which is new. I never heard of a fall break before. There's a fall break. So next week, the kids are not going to be going to school, so they might make a guest appearance.
Okay, sweet, awesome
on my
That's
show.
Great. See,
my kids, that'll be good.
Our kids here in Kentucky are on fall break this week. So most Western Kentucky, at least, we're on fall
break. When did
break.
Fall break become a thing?
It was started a thing. Yeah, it was way after we left, but they started it up. There's a lot of things that they do different that you're going to find out. You're going to become me because for folks who don't know, I have 18, 15, 13, and 11 are my kids. We've been dealing with this crap for a while, and I am the old man that's like, well, back in my day, they didn't do it that way.
Yeah, and I used to have to walk uphill to school both ways.
I am that guy that's like, when we were in school, we did it all, and we had it all done. Blah. And the other guys that I went to school were like, yeah. And I was looking at it the other day, and I'm like, where are those old men?
Yeah. Can we just be more stereotypical?
Turn into that guy.
Oh, let me hit that Twitter post. Yeah, you used to be cool.
Cool, man.
You sure did. You sure did. Hey, if you guys, if you wouldn't mind, share the show with your friends. Okay, we're on rumble.com/JJW. We're here live Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning. We talk about news, politics, culture, pop culture, except for Star Wars. Not allowed to talk about Star Wars. That's not allowed.
You can talk about Star Wars, sir.
Have you caught up on Ahsoka?
No, I've been super freaking busy. I just need to watch.
I am.
The last episode I watched was she just, actually, I don't remember what the last episode I watched was.
You saw The World Between Worlds, and then you saw the one where they met. She found. You know what? I'm going to stop before I spoiler it for you.
No, I think I don't remember. We'll get into that. It's a nerd talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk music.
All right, anyway, you're not caught up.
Yeah, I'm not caught up.
Yeah, let's talk music.
I did watch a thing. I'm going to send you a TikTok video I want you to watch about Ahsoka. It's about 5 minutes long. I thought JJ needs to watch this, but he won't watch it because he thinks China's spying on us through TikTok. And he don't realize China spies on him every day with his telephone.
But China is literally controlling TikTok. They can tell you, they can promote the videos they want.
China is controlling us right now. What are you talking about?
No, dude, no. They own the company. They own the algorithm backing up TikTok.
Right. So
I'm glad
that China is so worried about all of the voice acting videos I watch and all the Star Wars and Lord of the Rings bullshit that I watch on there. I'm sure they're getting a lot of it.
Okay. They are. So, before you know it, you're gonna have purple hair. Before you know it, you're gonna have hair.
At this point, I'll take whatever color hair. If this shit sprouted up and it was rainbow all the way down, I'd be a rainbow warrior, brother.
Okay. Dang.
Look at this. I was talking about that on the radio this morning. I was like, you folks might not know it's raining yet, but us people that are bald, we can already feel the drops hitting us, so it's coming. All right, there's a damn train coming, so let's do this real quick while the train comes. It's going to blast me out. The song of the day, go to our Discord server, Boof, it's over JJ's head. Go there, check out our list because I'm adding some really cool stuff that you've probably heard before. This week or this month, we're doing scary songs. Our song today is Knoxville Girl by the Louvin Brothers. I'm doing country music this week, and Knoxville Girl is talking about a girl from Knoxville, Tennessee, I believe. And it is a song about love, JJ. That's all I'll say. It's a song about love. Yes, when you listen to it, you will understand that it's a song about love. This train's just going to blow me away.
Choo choo, baby.
Well, he's going this way.
Man, that's some kind of radio station right there, parked right on top of a
genius engineering at its finest. But as Ashley said one time to me, she said she's a country girl. She said, I love the fact that your little country radio station is right beside a train track, and every once in a while it'll shut you up as you're talking on the air. She's like, I love that. She said, that makes your radio station. I was like, I guess that's a good point. I just usually got pissed about it, but she's positive all the time.
Hey, at least your station, booth is soundproof, so it's not intruding.
All right, it sure is. So our bonus song this month, today, we're getting some from Sinister Minister this month. Your bonus song is a great one, "The Werewolf" by Paul Simon. Check out the bonus song on our Facebook or on our Discord server. The Paul Simon. I've loved Paul Simon's music since I think I've started listening to his stuff like when I was like 12. This was in the late 80s, probably like You Can Call Me Al made me listen to Paul Simon music. And I started listening to like Kodachrome and all this other crap. I mean, Paul Simon is an unbelievable musical genius. I'll say that. What did I call him on here? I call him an overlooked musical genius. He's an overlooked, forgotten musical genius. Paul Simon is. So if you are a musical person, young people, the millions of you that watch our show, listen to some Paul.
There's the potential that we have millions of people watching us. That potential exists.
You're exactly right.
I'm not sure where they are watching us. If I could figure that out, we might be able to make this thing profitable. But I don't know. What are you gonna do? All right, guys. All right. It's Thursday morning, October 5th. October 5th. And we have some news to talk about. We got some political news to talk about. We got a Chihuahua to talk about, and and we'll talk about China. We were talking about China just a second ago. Check this out. Apparently, over the weekend, we had our big Congress kerfluffle this week, where we ejected the Speaker of the House, first time in history that Speaker has ever been fired from his job in the middle of Congress. Well, over the week, the reason he was fired from that job is that he made a deal with Democrats on the side, and he wasn't supposed to do that. He made a deal with Republicans in January to not make deals with Democrats on the side, and then he made a deal with Democrats on the side to make sure that Ukraine gets funding and spending bills and stuff like that. Well, turns out over the weekend that one Democrat Senator Michael Bennet said, I'll definitely shut down government if we don't spend money on the war in Ukraine. On Wednesday's broadcast. Oh, he said it. Yes, he said it Wednesday. Sorry. On Wednesday's broadcast of MSNBC's Katie Tur reports, Democratic Senator Michael Bennet said that he'll definitely shut down the government. Host Katie asked, "Are you ready to hold up a bill that comes to the Senate that does not include the Ukraine funding, potentially to shut down the government?" He answered, "I am. I definitely am. I definitely am. I said on Saturday that my mom, she's a Polish Jew. She was born in Warsaw, Poland, 1938. It's very easy to see from her perspective, she survived. With the perspective of 16 million people that were killed in Ukraine and Poland during World War II, how they get forgotten by politicians here that seem to be," so he's talking about the Holodomor, "that were killed here that seem to be concerned with a different set of imperatives. And Katie, I don't think this is a moment for politics. It's not a question of when we go home. Do we stay here? Do we make a trade for this? Do we make a trade for that? I think we've given a little over 70 billion, which is less than the Europeans have put into this war.
You're 20 off. It's 90.
Yeah, right?
We did the math. So,
do we have a moral imperative that we're just supposed to get into every fight?
Not if America has always been the big brother. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. From our standpoint, it's the big brother. But look at it from everybody else's standpoint. Are we the big brother? Are we the asshole big brother? Or are we the good big brother? We're the big brother, but are we the prick? We're the prick to most countries.
Yeah.
We're not the nice big brother that takes you and hangs out with your buddies.
Honestly.
We're the bully.
America is the bully.
We're the bully big brother.
Or we might be the stupid big friend. You know, you got like the little smart guy that can't scrap.
Spike and it was the Bugs Bunny cartoon with Spike and the two dogs, the big dog Spike and then the little dog. He's like, "Hey Spike, you want to go beat up a cat? Spike, you want to go beat up a cat?" And he'd go, "Nah,
really?
Nah, I don't want to beat up a cat, Spike. I don't want to beat up a cat.
No, I don't want to do that." And then that little guy gets him into fights all the time.
Gets him into fights all the time.
We're not even the bully. We're the moron big friend. That's who we are. We're stupid.
What I'm upset about this is that this guy is like, my mom had all these hardships and this trouble and crap and whatnot, and I feel for these people. And you know what? I feel for these people too, but they're not number one on my feel for people list, okay? My feel for people list over here, Ukraine and those people, they're not, you can't even, they're down there because I feel for you, but I got way more fucking important people that I feel for in my life that's above some fucking people in Ukraine. And number one at the top of my list is my family. And right now in America, most Americans are having trouble providing food, providing shelter, providing any kind of education. The education that we have over here is just a joke anymore. All right. So we've got more important crap that we need to be allocating $90 billion on than these fucking people who are way down on the "I'm care about you" list. That's how I look at it. I'm not trying to be heartless. I do care about those people, and I see that you are going through hardships, but I am too now. And
so here's the thing. America, your soft heart is getting you run around like a fool.
And it's idiots that one freaking setup question to make it look like this woman cares, and this guy gives you a bullshit answer, and she doesn't go off on, she moves on to the next question.
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to just accept what this asshole said.
Yeah, America, you are not allowed. We can't get anything else done unless first we spend extra money on Ukraine. That's what this guy said. I'm going to hold up the spending bill. Veterans, you're not getting your paychecks. Social Security, you're not getting your paychecks. Mail carriers, you're not getting your paychecks. And look, I'm not going to beat you over the head with that. I think the government ought to shut down. But don't be mistaken what this guy's saying. He's saying he's willing to shut down government unless we all agree that it is a moral imperative to take more money out of your pocket, or let's be honest, invent more money out of nowhere, making the money in your pocket worth less than it already is. Take that money and throw it at Ukraine.
That's really what's happening. We are inventing money out of nowhere. We're throwing it over here, and it's making your money worth less in your pocket. That's what's been going on for a long ass time. Donald Trump disrupted that process big time. Big time. He disrupted that process. That's why they had to take extreme measures to do what they did, whether you think they did it or not. I believe that's why they took extreme measures to do what they did. And then when Biden got into office, that is why everything has gone to shit in 3 years, because they had to take extreme measures because of what Trump was doing and disrupting underground shit that you don't see all the time.
We got a lot of problems, and a president can't solve those problems, to be honest.
No, that's what always got me. Everybody's like, president. I'm like, we're not a fucking monarchy. You need to be saying congressman. You need to be saying you understand how the government works. You didn't pay attention in history class in 9th grade, did you?
No, they didn't. And now they're getting rainbow lessons instead of civics lessons. Let me tell you,
this is funny. Me and a band dad was talking over the weekend. He's a guy that I knew from high school, and we were sitting there talking. We were talking about Mitch McConnell. We were talking about the politics, and we were talking about Mitch McConnell. And I was telling him what I told you. What I say on the show. I'm like, I tell JJ on the show that being from Kentucky and being from Western Kentucky, we've always had our problems in Western Kentucky. Mitch McConnell has always put his money where his mouth is, at least for us in Western Kentucky. He has always said, if I'm going to get you money to help with your Asian carp massive invasion that is destroying our tourism industry down here, he gets us money to help with that. So, and he made a good point. He said, do you know why? He said, Mitch McConnell's as crooked as all of them, probably the worst one. I was like, oh, yeah, he's the most powerful man in Washington for a long time. But he made a good point. He said, do you know why I vote for him? I was like, why? He said, because he's the most powerful person up there, and he represents our state. So it didn't matter if he was, I know they're all crooked, but he represents our.
But that crook is putting
it's going to be another state that's going to take advantage of that most powerful position. He said, so that's why I've always voted for him, because he's from our state. And I was like, that's a good point, man. That's it. I've never looked at it that way. But that's a really good point.
I mean, look, we're all Americans, but you're from Kentucky. And if Kentucky gets a little bit more, that's good for you. It's good for your kids, right?
Kentucky is nowhere near the top of anything in America.
Exactly.
We are like 40th, from 30 to 40 is where we stand in everything positive. You want to get into like diabetes and obesity and meth addicts and stuff like that. Oh, we'll be at the top of the damn list up there. We'll be in the top 20, I bet.
And yet your senator is the most powerful person in the country.
Yep.
Except for maybe Matt Gaetz now. Matt Gaetz might be a little bit more powerful. Matt Gaetz just curb stomped everybody. He was like, no, we'll just shut this whole thing down.
He made a couple of enemies. Can't do nothing. He made a couple of friends.
I'm a big fan of Matt Gaetz right now. You know what? Hey, somebody in the Senate, if you're getting a little fussy that Matt Gaetz is stealing all the spotlight, well, why don't you break the Senate? Break the Senate. That'll be a bigger story than breaking the House.
Come at me, bro.
I'm all for it.
Bro.
All right. Hey, remember how we're the dumb dog in Deacon's cartoon analogy? Well, guess who's Spike? Guess who's that little shit that's trying to get us into fights? It's this guy. It's President Zelensky of Ukraine. Ukraine brands China's biggest oil and gas companies as sponsors of war.
We just made a meme. Somebody needs to take somebody needs to take that Looney Tune, a screenshot of that Looney Tune with Spike and the little dog, and put Zelensky on the little dog and put like Putin.
Oh my God,
Putin.
No, we're the big dummy.
Biden on the big dog and Zelensky on the little dog. Somebody needs to do
that. Do you know how many people live in China?
A billion,
like a
billion and a half.
Yeah, like 3 times as many as
we
America.
were talking about that
so
to
far.
my kids the
Hold
other
on,
day.
we're working on adding more people to America.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, we're trying. My son said something about India the other day, wanting to go visit India one day, and I was like, dude, you don't want to go visit India. And he was like, why? I was like, because there's like 1 billion people that live in the size of Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there's some places that are nice in India.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. No, that's what I told him. I was like, yeah,
I would say
beautiful.
I would also bet that most people that live in India live in poorer conditions than you would want to experience. Oh man. Let's see. So Ukraine brands China's biggest oil and gas companies as sponsors of war. Meanwhile, we are sponsoring all of the war in Ukraine. Ukraine's National Agency on Corruption has announced on Tuesday it had decided to add China's 3 oil companies to its list of international sponsors of war for their lucrative business interests in Russia, potentially driving a wedge between Kiev and Beijing. China is one of Russia's closest allies and has dramatically increased its imports of Russian fossil fuels since the government of strongman Vladimir Putin announced a special operation to invade Ukraine in 2022. You guys know the story. So the guy that we're stuck with is pushing one of the biggest and the most powerful countries in the world over towards our adversary in Russia, and I don't want him to be our adversary. No. I don't understand why we have a problem with Russia. Hey, Russia, you guys are over there, and you like jeans. You gave up on
you like potatoes,
communism and shit.
That's cool, man. I like potatoes too.
Yeah. So like, why are we at war with Russia? Other than there's some rich men north of Richmond that are assholes that want to make money from perpetual conflict.
Chinese people, man, I don't have a problem with you guys either. Y'all do y'all's thing. I know y'all do bad shit. I know you do bad shit. We know you do bad shit. Russia,
your government does bad shit.
We know you do bad shit, but guess what? America does too. They just don't want to.
We don't go around executing our civilians and stuff.
No,
so I mean, like that's pretty bad.
Ship them places. So,
but we are allowing people to like mutilate children's genitals here right now, and so so I guess we got some fucking problems too.
Sarah, I guess.
Yeah, right. Okay, all right. Ukraine's asshole. What else do we have?
You got more political stuff. I got a couple
yeah. We got a couple of political stories here. We got President Biden. President Biden, that wonderful, likable, empathic old man. He can bond with you and everybody else. And when he moved into the White House, he got a dog because most Americans have a dog, and that's just something that Americans do. They love their family pets. Mm-hmm. Now, Joe Biden's dogs had a little bit of a run-in a couple times with Secret Service. It's probably because the person that owns Joe Biden's dog doesn't fucking know how to train a dog and doesn't give a shit about dogs. Joe Biden's dog, Commander, pardon my language, has been banned from the White House after a series of biting incidents. There's Commander. Oh, Commander. President Joe Biden's dog, Commander, has been removed from the White House campus while the administration evaluates the next steps after the dog has been involved in at least 11 recorded biting incidents. Ruby, come here. Bite my hand. I dare you to bite my hand. You won't. You're looking.
I would just like to say one thing here about this. I just want to, as an animal lover and someone that respects animals, understands that they have emotions and all this crap. I'm sorry, they do, whether you believe it or not. All right. I have many animals. That I had a terrible night last night because we had a kitten that was very, very sick, and I knew she was going to die.
Yeah.
And the kitten passed away at like 2 a.m.
Oh no!
And I was up with it all night trying to make sure that it wasn't. I've got a big heart for animals. All right. So anyway, this is just the only thing that I want to point out. Animals have a sixth sense with people. They do. If an animal walks up and starts growling at your ass, there's a reason that animal is growling at that person or you. You have some animosity towards it. It's scared. You know, you're making yourself. So if a dog is biting out of this, it could be training, but it could be a sixth sense on that animal. Like, you're a pedophile.
You do emit, like, okay, so you're definitely 100% on the right on that. Animals can pick up on your emotions, but a lot of it is, one, you emit smells
and your body language,
and your body language.
Yes.
So it can detect when you have anxiety, it can detect when you have fear, it can detect when you have anger very easily. Even if you think you're a stone faced, like, oh, I'm cool as a cucumber, you're not. You're just delusional.
That dog right there can smell like 100 to 10,000 times better than we can, something like that. Look at how big its nose is. All of that, you need to look at if you don't know the anatomy of the inside of the dog's nose, is completely crazy compared to ours. So yeah, I mean, I don't. I saw that story and I was like, it's biting him because he's a damn pedophile. It's why the damn dog knows. Animals are not stupid. They're biting all these people because it's like, you're helping a pedophile. Give me a pedophile.
Okay, all right. Deacon is quite convinced that Joe Biden is a pedophile. I am also pretty convinced that he's a pedophile. But I'm not saying it out loud. That's the difference. All right.
I don't have any. If they want to try to cancel my life and take away all my money, I've already done that myself. There's really not much to take away.
I think I accidentally just closed the story I wasn't supposed to close. Whoops. There we go. Let's see. We got Yeah, let's do this one. We got Trump. Donald Trump. You know, we have not covered it because we've just been talking about other stuff. You know, Donald Trump's been in court in New York for the last couple of days. Ooh, he had a fiery little statement yesterday. He was the judge in that case, in that Letitia James, prosecution case. The judge has basically said, you're not allowed to speak. You're not allowed to post. You're a gag order. And Donald Trump just come out and the whole thing's a sham. I think we're having internet issues. So if the show drops out, the show drops. Sorry. So anyway, Trump has announced that quarter he has raised, ever since the mugshot, the revenge mugshot. He's raised $45 million. $45.5 million in the third quarter, and he announced this Wednesday, exceeding his second quarter total. Trump campaign said it had over $37.5 million in cash on hand in a release Wednesday evening. The campaign also noted that Governor DeSantis of Florida had only $5 million in cash on hand for the primary. DeSantis' campaign raised $15 million. Robert Bigelow, who donated $20 million to the DeSantis allied PAC, said in August that he would stop donating if DeSantis did not moderate his policy positions. So it looks like somebody's presidential aspirations are draining, and it looks like somebody's getting ready for revenge.
How many marionettes and puppet masters there are? Do you see? You see who's controlling things? This donor, I'm not going to give you money unless you do this. I'd give you the most money. Yeah. I want this. I want this. Move your arm. Move your hand. I'm pulling this string.
The thing is, okay, so who has marionette strings on Donald Trump? Because he doesn't need their money. He doesn't need their money.
There are still I'm sure there are some, but that's the key.
Sure.
That's the key.
That's
why they don't like him, because he was not brought up in the political spectrum. He was a businessman with a business mindset. That's why Robert E. Lee is considered, by the people that know, one of the greatest tactical generals of all time, because he was not an army man. He was an engineer by trade. That was his trade. He was an engineer. When he was made a general, that's why he was the best. Same with Trump. He was a businessman, and we needed a businessman to haul our business of a country. Our country has been a corporation since 1776. You people just don't history. You passed 10th grade American history, and you haven't looked at a fucking history book since. We need a businessman to handle our business of a country. And he was doing a good job.
We need somebody who is not
screwing up the people.
Wholly owned by.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not wholly owned.
Well,
I keep hearing
all right. We got
a squirrel out there on the roof. It sounds like somebody's coming in. I really this time of year when the acorn, we got a 400-year-old white oak tree right here, and acorns everywhere, and there's like 30 squirrels that live in that tree, I bet.
Probably ought to see if you can get that acorn tree to identify as like a pine cone and have as many acorns dropping that way.
Maybe I'll have a talk with it. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, have a little chat. Say, hey, look, I know.
Look, buddy.
You've been told your whole life you're an acorn tree.
A white oak tree, but
maybe
you want to be a mate.
And I know you don't feel happy. You probably would be happy. You probably would be happy. Crime. We got a crime story here. Thieves are stripping shelves bare by planning robbery at delivery times. Crime in big cities has gotten so bad that they are literally showing up as they're dropping off the goods to restock. They're like, you just hand that over to us right now. It'll save everybody a lot of time.
Wow. This is going
here,
to stop.
We got employees
this is going to like robbing the. Go ahead, read the story.
Yeah. Employees at a CVS in Washington, D.C. say that a gang of school-age thieves regularly empty out several shelves at their store by planning thefts around the time that shipments arrive. Fox, I have to say, right away, school-age kids, these kids.
This story is
these kids.
Is this the
these
Onion?
kids.
Is this? Where's this from?
Hold
is this
on.
from the Onion?
I'm definitely not happy for these kids, but these kids can operate a calendar better than
and a clock
better than I
can.
I mean, hey, look,
JJ,
crime is bad, but
it seems like
props for organization and time management.
JJ, it seems like these little shits hit us every Wednesday at 5:15 when the truck's getting here. It's happened 6 times in a row now.
How are they figuring this out? The staff at the shop says 45 or so kids regularly go into the store before and after school to loot chips and drinks. Fox 5 reported Wednesday. The employees further claim that the gang plans their heists when the new shipments arrive and then sell off the goods to street vendors who they allege pay kids to steal so that they can resell the items at a profit, the outlet noted.
What is this?
Wow.
What city is this? Washington,
Oh, my
D.C.?
God. This is Washington, D.C. But, if Republicans had passed some more America First spending bills, we probably wouldn't have all this crime in Washington, D.C., which is completely run by Democrats.
You would not have this type of crime anywhere in America if we just give Ukraine another $20 billion. I'm telling you the truth.
That's a good point.
If you give Ukraine another $20 billion, all these little kids are just going to stop doing this because they're going to be so happy. They're going to be putting Ukraine flags in their social media profiles. They won't have time to rob the stores. They're going to be elated because the kids are the ones that most care about the war in Ukraine.
I just go in there and get my prescription. And then when I need other things, I go elsewhere because there's nothing else there to get. This was Iana Milla, a CVS customer. Fox 5 investigated the matter and they found the street vendors were selling items that might have come from a CVS store, but could not confirm whether the items were stolen or not.
Well, if Jeffrey down there on the street corner has got CVS brand fucking aspirin, then it probably came from CVS. I would have to get. No, I made this.
We don't know where this came from. There's just some industrious kids. I guess they've got their own distribution business or whatever. They bring us product like every Wednesday about 6 o'clock.
Kids aren't stupid. Some kids are pretty damn smart, man.
Wow. Okay, so it's pretty good. Sorry, CVS. Get out of cities. All right, we got some AI news. Where's our AI news guy? Hey, do we have a name for this guy? No.
Yikes, Mitch, go away.
That's a Mitch McConnell, Mr. Freeze overlay.
Yeah, that was great.
AI news. Apparently, Deacon, you're gonna be just absolutely shocked,
Okay,
sir.
let me get my Kevin McAllister face ready.
Yeah, you ready? Here we go. According to this report, OpenAI's ChatGPT maintains a blacklist of websites that you're not allowed to get news from, including Breitbart News. Self-professed computer sci, politics, and finance nerd. Oh boy, this is already starting off pretty bad.
and Democratic
claims to have. All right. We're gonna just turn the skepticism of this to 100 right from the start. A self-professed computer science, politics, and finance nerd claims to have discovered a list of blacklisted websites that OpenAI's ChatGPT 4 will not draw from for reasons such as conspiracy theories and hate speech. A list that includes Breitbart News and other conservative media outlets like Epoch Times. Ex-Twitter user Elephant Civics said he discovered the blacklist while asking GPT to provide a list of credible and non-credible news sources. Deke, if you wouldn't mind just going over to ChatGPT and ask them which news sources are not credible, we'll just verify this. We're going to debunk this story in real time.
I have to log out of my. Hang on, it'll take me a second. So keep reading.
All right, just say what's the top 10 conspiracy theory news sources that are not credible, something like that. ChatGPT explained that it is forbidden from using some sources as a result of features in ChatGPT's large learning model, like AI safety measures, guardrails, and dataset blah 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 blah, and human in the loop mechanisms are designed to ensure the model operates within ethical, legal, and quality bounds.
What? Ask it what again?
Let's ask it. What are the top 10 news media websites that are not credible? Something like that.
Hang on. Let me click this. Let me click that. Let me click this. I can't provide you with a definite list of the top 10 media websites that are not credible, because the credibility of a news source can be subjective and may change over time. Additionally, it's important to note that my knowledge is based on information available up to September 2021. I'm using the free one, and I think on the paid one.
Okay. So you have to have the pay one to be on ChatGPT 4. Okay, so we cannot debunk this in real time.
Yeah, I don't. If I made money off of what I do with this, it would justify paying for it. But what I do, the free one is absolutely amazing. I don't need the paid one with all the image.
Yeah, we got to talk about doing your books soon.
Oh, I'm still working on it every day. I'm about
I know
3/4 of the way completely done. Or it would be it's going to be like a 90 page, 90 or more pages. So
wow, it's gonna be a big book.
It's gonna be big. Yeah, and it's the first one. There's gonna be other ones. It'll be a big thick.
Okay. Deacon's got some news stories here for us. I don't have a appropriate. I don't have an appropriate.
I know that's what I said. We need to do an overlay with Giorgio. What's his name? Pandandakalapaapal. I can't say his last name. The crazy haired guy that goes aliens. You know what I'm talking about?
That one. That's what you want.
His name is Giorgio. We saw him at one of the Comic Cons. I didn't get to get didn't pay for his autograph or anything, but whatnot. We need an aliens overlay. So, all of you people out there that have, do you have a Ring doorbell?
We have them at my office building. I haven't got one at my house. I have a gun at my house.
So you need to. I guess that's a little better than a green doorbell on it, to be honest with you, but you're not going to win $1 million from I'm not subscriber.
Hey, this one might work. Okay.
Can we show the story? What the hell's going on with this thing today?
I don't know. Here, I can put the
No,
picture
you
up
don't.
and then you can read it.
There
Oh,
it is.
there you
Okay.
go. You got it.
There you go. If
I'm
you
not
have a
doing anything.
Ring doorbell, they may give you $1 million. They're having $1 million search for extraterrestrials, and they encourage users to film an extraterrestrial sighting with their Ring device. The company announced Wednesday the contest is open to Americans at least 18 and older, and is to capture unaltered scientific evidence of a real extraterrestrial life form with a Ring device. One winner
definitely not a fake one.
Yeah, definitely not that picture right there. One winner will receive the grand prize of $1 million, awarded with $50,000 payments a year for 2 decades. That's pretty nice. $50,000
Wow,
a year.
2 decades. That's commitment, sir.
Customers all over the world capture life's unexpected and delightful moments through their Ring video doorbells and cameras. Now you could be rewarded for catching an otherworldly sighting, Ring said in a press release. So there you go. Whether it's a video of extraterrestrial walking or flying up your driveway and asking for directions, or an unidentifiable life form exhibiting unusual and extraordinary behavior in your backyard, submit your best footage. November 3rd. Videos must be submitted by 2 days. No, a month from now. Okay, November 3rd. I'm thinking it's freaking November already. So what do you think about that, JJ? You think we're going to find some aliens?
I think you're definitely going to find something. Whether or not that is aliens remains to be seen.
What is
I'm working on your title card, sir.
Okay. What do you think that is? Look at that. See that picture?
Oh,
this.
I don't know. Is there video?
I don't know if we have the video. Something
that
odd was just
Arizona
crossing the Martian landscape. Some people say that's Arizona. NASA's Perseverance rover caught it all on film. Ooh, that's crazy. It's designed to pick up movement. All right. If something moves, it picks it up. Right. Thank you, the intelligence brief. And you know what this was? It was a dust devil. The lower portion of a Martian dust devil was captured moving along the western rim of Mars's blah 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 crater back in August. So isn't that cool? It was. I mean, still. I mean, you're seeing weather there on Mars. It's called a little dust devil. And who knows? That might be like a Martian superhero running really fast.
What a terrible disappointment that must be for people that want they just want it to exist so bad, and I get it.
God, it was seen on Mars.
But, let me.
It was a weird.
I'm almost got your. Filters. I've almost got your alien thing, but it's gonna be too late now. That's all your alien stories for the morning, right?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I think I might have one more story. Yeah, I don't have any alien stories. I have another couple of weird stories here saved. This one, you might not give a crap about this, but I didn't save this for us. This was just one that I read that I thought was cool. You know the Pythagorean theorem? A squared plus B squared.
Oh yeah.
The triangle. All right. So, you know, Pythagoras was a Greek mathematician that basically kind of started philosophy and whatnot in Greece. And he had went to Egypt. And when he come back from Egypt, he had this, you know, Pythagorean theorem and whatnot. Well, they have found a tablet that has the Pythagorean theorem on that's 1,000 years older than Pythagoras. This really, to me, I think it's cuneiform. Cuneiform was a type of clay writing that the Sumerians used, and then they would put it in like clay, and then they would fire it, and then you would have these hardened cuneiform tablets, is what they're called. And they basically think that this thing right here is a math book, what we would call a math book today. Is what this thing is. All right. And
that thing looks
but there is an ancient Babylonian tablet which uses the Pythagorean theorem to solve the length of a diagonal inside a rectangle. The tablet likely used for teaching dates back from 1770 BCE, centuries before Pythagoras was born in 570 BCE. Another tablet from around 1800 BCE has a square with labeled triangles inside, translating the markings from a base 60. The counting system used by ancient Babylonians showed that these ancient mathematicians were aware of the Pythagorean theorem, not called that, of course, and as well as other advanced mathematical concepts. The conclusion is inescapable. The Babylonians knew the relation between the length of a diagonal of a square and its side. D equals the square root of 2. Mathematicians, he wrote in this paper, this was probably the first number known to be irrational. However, this in turn means that they were familiar with the Pythagorean theorem, or at the very least with its special case of the diagonal of the square. So more than 1,000 years before we named it the Pythagorean theorem. So once again, we don't know anything. We don't know anything.
No. We don't know how much we don't know anymore.
Exactly.
And humans have always been very smart. And some humans had more time on their hands to figure shit out instead of play on their phones.
That's exactly
or
right.
Snapchat.
That's exactly right.
We might actually be raising the dumbest generation of humans to ever exist.
I said that one time. I was like, this generation has has every piece of information ever compiled by the world at their fingertips, and they're dumb as shit. Dumb as hell.
Oh yeah. There's no reason for young people to learn the skills necessary to survive or figure things out.
My daughter right now this morning is going to take her permit test. She's 18. She does not want to drive. She's one of these generations, these kids don't want to drive. She doesn't want to drive.
Yeah, I got a cousin like that.
And we told her, sweetheart, you don't have to drive if you don't want to, but this is a skill that you need to know. You need to know this skill. You need to know how to properly drive, because there will be a situation that will come up in your life where you will need to drive and get in. You will. So that's where she's going today. And these kids, you're exactly right. I got one more, and this is a touchy-feely one. What's your favorite Disney movie, JJ, when you was a kid? What was your favorite? I'm being sincerely, what was your favorite?
We have to go to the era as well, right? So you have to exclude all the Star Wars and all the Indiana Jones,
cartoon,
kids, so
Disney cartoon.
Okay. Yeah, let me think about that for just a second. Favorite Disney cartoon when I was a kid, it might have been Lion King. Yeah, I think I would go with Lion King. Most of the Disney cartoons are about princesses, so. Although I did really like Tarzan. Was Tarzan Disney? No, that was when I was a kid, though. That was like when I was like.
Okay, what'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I think Lion King, maybe. Probably Lion King.
They're freaking teens. You didn't have a little bitty one when you were a little bitty, like Robin Hood, or.
Oh, yeah, I love Robin Hood.
I'm trying to get to when I was a little kid. What I was trying to prod out of you was Fox and the Hound. Is what I was trying to prod out of you.
No, I watched that once.
No,
maybe.
Fox. Okay, so Fox and the Hound.
Oh, what's that one with the frog? There was one with the little frog. Never mind. Go on. Fox and the Hound.
Fox and the Hound was one of my favorite movies as a kid. You know, with the Fox and the Hound, Copper and I don't remember their names now. Copper and Todd.
Sinister Minister says Sword in the Stone.
Sword in the Stone, that's a good one. Copper and Todd. Well, these people in Brazil have a Copper and Todd. One must have been a girl and one must have been a boy, because they have found the world's first dog-fox hybrid. I know, folks. I need some claps. Will you give me some clappings? I don't have that. That was a professional segue brought to you by Deacon today. That was a professional segue. Well, I see the alien news now. That's nice. They for years, these people in this village said that they thought that they had seen this mixture between this dog and this fox. So it was hit by a car, and they took it to a vet. So they got DNA tests, and yes, it was a female dog fox hybrid.
Is it still, or is it dead?
This was one that they had. This was one that they thought was a dog-fox hybrid back in the day. This wasn't the one that was actually hit. So,
Isn't
this
like
article really doesn't say much.
Aren't dogs and foxes like kind of related?
Yeah, but it was just talking about how the how that's there, and in the it was just kind of pointing out, look what we found. It happens.
Cool. A doxid.
Yeah.
A fog.
It was a I can't remember how they pronounced it. They don't call it fox in Brazil. Their word is like it has an X and an M in it. I can't say it. No, I'm not even gonna try.
Okay. I just found a story about tachyons and time travel from Popular Mechanics. But we don't really have enough time to get into that, do we?
I don't know.
Well, I'll save that for tomorrow.
You had a weird day.
Right.
It was a weird night last night. And then,
And this morning, like my whole computer was just like, nah, it ain't going to work. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to let your mic work. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. We are getting to our joke time. Every morning, your two dads tell you a joke, and it's going to tickle your funny bone.
No.
Or it might not.
I'm going to become 17-0 today is what it's going to be.
Oh, you think so? Let's try. Let's test your theory, sir. Why does a chicken coop only have 2 doors?
I don't know. Oh, if it had 4 doors, it'd be a sedan.
No, you.
That's right. I remembered it right at the last minute. If it had 4 doors, it would be a chicken sedan. Joke.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
17-0. All right. So Ashley found the letters last night that I was hiding that proved that I'd been cheating on her. She's never going to play Scrabble with me ever again.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching the show. Democrats are warmongers. Bye.